and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be doing quite a different video and I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping it'll be the start of a new type of video series, but we will see how it goes. Sometimes I do really well and like complete them all, like the movies through the years, like the top 10 of each year. I did it one every Sunday until the end, and then obviously Monday movie hunting and things like that, and then other things just don't work out, so we'll see how this goes. But basically for this video I'm going to be talking about this book I've got here, which is Greatest Film Directors A to Z, or A to Z, however you want to say it. And this obviously Greatest Film Directors is all opinionated, I guess, but the directors in here are really ones that I'm quite interested in. Some of them I've really heard of and know really well, some of them I haven't heard of too much, and I got this for Christmas I think last year, and obviously I flicked through it and kind of browsed through, but what I wanted to do was kind of go into it a little bit deeper, and with each director mentioned in the book, which I believe there's 52 directors, it's not just the one each for each letter, there's multiple ones for each letter, and kind of take a look at that certain director in a video and then pick a film from the director that I haven't seen and then watch that film. I will be doing this though in separate 2 parts, otherwise I just know I'll never end up getting the video up. So basically in this video I'm going to be picking the first director in the book. We'll talk about them a little bit. I'll tell you which top films it mentions in this book. I'll tell you which films I've seen from that director, if any, and then I'll tell you which film I'm going to be choosing to watch. In the next part of the video I'll just do a little bit of a review on the film that I watched, and again we can just kind of, maybe if anyone's got any comments about the director and stuff like that, we can just talk about them a little bit there and talk about that director a little bit more, and then in the next one we'll move on to the next director. Does that make sense? Hopefully it'll become more apparent as we go on. But yes, let's turn to the first page. Of course we're going to start with A, and A is a director that I know already quite well, and it is, let me grab it for you, Woody Allen. I hope that you can see that. So we've got some really nice artwork here, and it's got a little bit about Woody Allen, and then actually, if you're just all interested in the book, it also has like another page kind of going into depth on some of the films and stuff. So there we go. So Woody Allen, I like Woody Allen. I feel like people are a bit hit and miss with him. I have seen mostly only his recent works. I watched Midnight in Paris, I think it was maybe the first Woody Allen film I saw. Absolutely loved it. It's one of my favourite films. I'd say top 20 if not top 10 of my favourite films. I love Midnight in Paris. I've watched it a bunch. I then went on to watch, I think, Magic in the Moonlight, or maybe Blue Jasmine. I'm not sure which one I saw first. Blue Jasmine came out before Magic in the Moonlight, I'm pretty sure. So I watched Blue Jasmine, I've watched Magic in the Moonlight, I've watched Irrational Man, which I really like, and I think that's quite an underrated one. And I've watched his newest one, Cafe Society. So I've kind of watched all the newer ones since Midnight in Paris, but I've never really delved further back into, Woody Allen's films. I know he's got, quite a lot of famous films. For example, the ones we just saw on that page, we had Annie Hall, which of course is just like a classic Woody Allen film, obviously with Woody Allen in it as well. And I haven't seen it. I will see it at some point, but I don't think at this point that's the one that I'm wanting to go for. I think I'll enjoy it. I don't know what it is. I'm just not super driven to go for that one. The other films that I mentioned in here, they've got like little films to see. So I'll read those out for each director we talk about. So we have Annie Hall, 1977. Manhattan, 1979. Again, I own Manhattan. And I feel like Manhattan is one that I've always kind of wanted to see, because I love anything set in New York, Manhattan, and I'm always drawn to that kind of thing, so I was always interested in it. But for some reason, again, I just kind of kept putting it off. I'm not really sure what that was. We also have Hannah and Her Sisters from 1986, and out of the ones actually in this films to see list, Hannah and Her Sisters would be the one that I would watch first, like the one I'd most want to watch. And I don't even own Hannah and Her Sisters, so I don't know what that is, but I think it looks really interesting. We also have Sleeper from 1973. I actually haven't heard of this one. I don't know anything about Sleeper, so you can let me know if you've seen that one. And then finally, the only one I have seen on this little list of some of them to see is Blue Jasmine from 2013, and that was actually probably one of my least favourite. I probably tied with Magic in the Moonlight. Magic in the Moonlight and Blue Jasmine I thought were good, but I didn't enjoy them as much as the other three I'd seen, you know, Midnight in Paris, Irrational Man and Cafe Society. But yes, those are some of the ones to see. Blue Jasmine being from 2013, I don't know if I said that. The one that I've chosen to watch I feel like is a very different one, and I think for some people it's kind of a little bit hit and miss, but I think maybe Woody Allen is a little bit hit and miss anyway. I've recommended Midnight in Paris to people because I really love it, and some people just haven't enjoyed it at all. I think you have to kind of enjoy Woody Allen's style of filmmaking, but I think the one I've chosen to watch is actually maybe a little bit different than his typical style, so we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, so the film that I've picked is one that I had already owned, and it is Everyone Says I Love You. Now this is of course directed by Woody Allen, but it also stars Woody Allen and a massive cast. This film came out in 1996, I've never really heard anybody talk about it, and I think it's maybe a bit of a musical. I'm not sure. A star-studded cast, I don't know, but it has the cast of Drew Barrymore, Goldie Hawn, Natalie Portman, who else have we got? I've seen Julia Roberts, I've just seen her, who else? Yeah, there's, you know, I don't know who Alan Alda is, but he's, oh, it's in alphabetical order, so, Edward Norton, you know, just a really interesting cast. I think it especially has a really great female cast. Like, a lot of these actresses are ones that I've watched multiple of their films. For example, Julia Roberts, I love her films. I've seen, you know, a whole bunch of them. Drew Barrymore, I really enjoy watching her films. Natalie Portman, I think is fantastic. Goldie Hawn, I love Goldie Hawn. So I'm just surprised that I haven't seen this yet. And I just don't really know why I haven't. I'm not sure about the musical thing of it. Maybe it's not a musical. It says, are followed in song, yeah. The emotions of an extended upper-class family in Manhattan are followed in song from New York to Paris and Venice in intertwining stories. So, yeah, it sounds really interesting, but again, I've not really heard anyone talk about it, and I think I have heard some mixed things, but I'm really interested to see this because, one, I'm just surprised I haven't seen it before, again, two, fantastic cast, and three, it was just the Woody Allen film I was most kind of intrigued about. So I will be watching Everyone Says I Love You for the Woody Allen section of the book. I would love to know in the comments down below if you have either yes or no seen any Woody Allen films. If no, which of his films would you watch next? Like the one I wanted to watch next I knew was Everyone Says I Love You. And if yes, which is your favourite Woody Allen film? Mine's Midnight in Paris. I have seen, you know, the ones I mentioned, and the one I wanted to watch next was Everyone Says I Love You. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on what you think of this video idea. Next we'll be moving on to the next A in the book. I was going to go just through each letter, but I realised I'll end up picking favourites more than discovering new directors. So yeah, I'm going to go with the next A next time. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!